Listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I'm your girl LD along with my girl Tanisha the Diva Mahomes. What's up, Diva?
Hey, what's going on? Good to be back.
Yes, it is. I'm glad you made it home safely too. The weather's a little crazy out here on this East Coast. Well, it's crazy everywhere. But
A lot of crazy.
yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna make it back. They like when I got to the airport, they delayed me like another 3 more times. So I ended up getting home like two something in the morning. But
Crazy.
I'm back.
Crazy. All right. You back, and we had a crazy what was super
Wild card weekend.
wow, and it was a crazy super wild. It was a wild super
Wild
card weekend. If I can put it like that. It was a lot of unexpected stuff happened. We can jump right in. Let's just go in the order in which the games happened and we talk about them. How about that?
Okay.
All right. First game, we started off with the Browns versus the Texans. Texans took them out 45-14. Did you see it coming?
No, I didn't expect the Cleveland defense to play so poorly. I was just baffled. I couldn't believe that they went out there and did what they did. I mean, don't get me wrong, Flacco cost them the game as well, but to give up 45 points.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord.
Well, two of them were in the. One of them was a pick six. Was the other one also a pick six? Or that was a cause of 14 points, but still, that's a lot of points that they gave up. 45. Yeah. I actually picked Houston last week. Did I think it was going to be like this? No, but did I think Houston could win? I did. Coaching, just the way they've been playing, and like I said, teams that have nothing to lose, so to speak. Everybody's got something to lose, but they just look good. But like you say, the Browns defense was a no-show. We can put as much on Flacco. Worst time to have a bad game.
That's what I'm saying. I felt he that was almost like Penix. It's like the worst time to have a bad game.
Yeah.
I mean, here you are, you played very good this whole, from the time that you walked in the door, and then you get out there on the first round of the playoffs and it's not even close. It's not even competitive.
No.
It's not competitive at all. So
it was.
I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed in the Browns. I mean, I really thought they were going to get a win. I didn't think it was going. I thought it was going to be close, but there's no way in the world out there they were going to go out there and get mugged.
Yeah, I wanted a better game. I still wanted Houston to win. That was my choice. Me, I'm a big Stroud fan. He looked good. He was calm. He took care of the ball. No turnovers or anything like that. Flacco, the turnovers, of course, are going to kill you. You're not going to get turnovers like that in the playoffs and expect to win. The Browns, like I said, defense was. I didn't hear him calling anybody's name. Nico Collins looked great. Jordan looked great. Schultz looked great.
No, they called somebody's name. I can't pronounce it. They called him plenty of times. The problem was he was the only one being called. Yeah.
For the Browns.
Yeah. They
Browns
called.
defense.
Yeah. They had a guy out there balling his ass off. He was out there. It was like an island on his own.
Yeah, out there by himself. So that next up is the Ravens. We're gonna talk about that later. How we think they may fare against the Ravens or not. But hats off to them, 45-14. I think the coach is gonna refocus them and let them know that game is in the past. That game don't mean anything. That's in the past. So, moving on.
Moving on. One down.
All right. The next game of that day was the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Chiefs took them out 27-17. What's your thoughts on that one?
What I thought, weather.
Okay.
The weather played a role in it. And then I watched how Snead was just trying to manhandle Tyreek.
He
during the
did.
game to take him out of the game. I think that was, huge. He just couldn't get it going. He did get the touchdown, but I mean, I was expecting if it was gonna be a chance for them to win, it had to be a bigger Tyreek Day than what it was, and he needed some help. And it just, the Chiefs, to me, um, they looked in control of that game the entire time. Miami looked cold. They looked out of sorts to say, but I still think, it's not like Chiefs went out there and dominated, but they looked in control of that game. They looked good, and the defense looked dominant. So I was very happy with the Chiefs did.
I think the defense looked dominant. I don't think the offense looked dominant. I mean, they got in the red zone. Chiefs still, to me, have red zone issues and people dropping the balls.
Oh,
Um,
it's not just to you; it's to
Kicker,
everybody.
yeah, their kicker, he was 4 for 4 for field goals, 2 for 2 for extra point. He had 14 today, 26 points. So the
Yeah.
offense scored. When I say the offense, yes, he's a part of the offense. Then they got to get him down the field, but 12 points. So you're not. Nah, I'm still a little worried. We got to worry about them going up to or into
Buffalo,
Buffalo, whatever you want to call it. But the red zone offense is not impressive to me. I don't know what they're calling, what's going on, but it's
they get
just
too
it
cute.
seems and it seems like they take the ball out of Pat's hands a lot when they get there because they want to try these trick plays and all this other stuff. And you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and you're gonna take the ball out of his hands when it needs to be in his hand. I think for me, Rice and Pacheco and we agree on that. We watch the game together. They doing it. CH is stepping up.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is doing. He looks good to me.
Yes.
He's out there. He looks like he's healthy. He's
Yeah.
he's clearly healthy, which is good for the Chiefs because that's a nice 1-2 punch on the run because they it looks like they may not be getting Jared McKinnon back.
Right.
So
And
the
he had
fact
that
that
fumble towards the end of the game. He's got to take care of the ball, but for the
yeah,
most part, he was getting through. He
but he
was
looked
dragging
good.
some folks with him. Yeah. He
Yeah,
was
he looked strong when he ran and everything. I mean, anybody can have a fumble. He's not known for fumbling though.
right.
That's not his cup of tea. So
McCole Hartman, I mean, he had two targets that he may have had more. Two targets that really disturbed me because he did not play through. He's looking for a flag and whining to the officials versus trying to go for the ball. Now, angles, of course, maybe it looked like he couldn't get to it. One of them looked like stretch out for it. If
well,
that's what you
that's what
do.
I was about to
Oh,
say. This the playoffs.
yeah,
Like it's the playoffs. What are you doing? I mean, like if the ball you don't even lay out for the ball.
yeah. I don't know where his head was or whatever, but if you want to get back out there, you want to make an
Look,
impact. You got to do better than that.
I think he's a
And
Georgia guy though. Maybe that air was too much for him.
well, he was in New York too, so we'll see. But I mean, shit, he been in Kansas City for how long? He done played in some cold weather.
I don't
That
know,
wasn't new
but
to him.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, he looked stiff or something because
Yeah,
that one that Pat threw down the middle, to me, all he had to do was just stretch.
he didn't. He didn't. He
He
didn't
was
try for
he
either
was
one of them. He was
running
running,
he
looking
was
at the
running
officials like,
straight up.
yeah,
He didn't
and
even he didn't even stretch his hands out at all, which is just baffling me. Because what was he gonna catch it with his chest,
yeah,
his forehead?
he
I mean, I
slowed.
don't know.
Yeah, he slowed down on a couple of those. The the other thing that I know the weather and everything impacted, but Kelsey, I mean the other tight ends was Kelsey missed some critical balls right through his hands. I mean, I know nobody want to talk about those, but he for them what they got coming up, if he doesn't improve, that's gonna be a problem because people
I'm
are
not,
looking at it like they ain't got a scheme for him.
but aren't we past? I mean, I think people are past not talking about when Patrick and Kelsey or any other, you know, league star has a bad game. I think they talk. I think they talking about it. I mean,
But they ain't got no
they
choice now. But they wasn't talking about it before, and it's been going on for a while. So yeah,
mm,
let's yeah. He's got to get it together. He's critical. He's got to get it together. And I don't want to hear about a double team. Some of those that he dropped was 1-on-1 or he was wide open. So he's got to do what he's got to do to get his shit together. But we're gonna talk about them against the Bills and what they need to do. That's gonna come up, after we do the rundown. You got more on that Chiefs game?
No, not really. I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see what's coming up, and like I said, when they go to Buffalo, but that's not gonna get it done. What they did, I don't believe that. I think they're gonna have to do a little bit more, if they're
they have
gonna
to do a
beat
lot more.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buffalo tricky though, because they a little
I mean, you never
up
know.
and
I
down
mean,
too.
Josh Allen
They're
can
not
go out there and
consistent.
throw three picks.
Right,
It
exactly.
just depends on what
Right.
happens.
We're gonna get to that in the next part. All right, the next game up. I know this one was particularly disappointing for you, the Packers and the Cowboys. I think it was surprising for most people, especially having but you got some young studs out there. Your thoughts on this game?
I think that they got out coached and just outplayed, and it was a sad sight. I got so sick and tired of seeing Packers catch wide open passes with no one even in the screen, like no one even in camera view. Like it was awful, uh, atrocious. Just, I mean, it was so disgusting, and I don't even know. I wanted to fire so many people. I didn't even know what. I mean, I was trying to get them all out,
Yeah.
and I mean, Dak. I mean, he just went out there and man, it's just like for a second there, and I don't know why, but I looked up and Dak just looked shaken, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, you're the vet here. Why are you nervous? You know what I mean? Like you're the vet. Like he just looked rattled. And I didn't and I said it. I said it to Jay on the couch. I said, look at his eyes. He looks almost like he's terrified. And not even 5 seconds after that, they was running the back up the field with another ball. And I mean, it just got worse. It was absolutely heartbreaking as a Cowboy fan to sit there, not to mention all the trash talking that y'all were doing and
Oh yeah, we
heckling
wore your ass out after that.
that was going on.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I'm still standing and I will be cheering for him again next year, just like the rest of the Cowboy
we
fans that
supposed
hang in
to.
there.
We supposed
Uh
to. But yeah,
the
they look.
remaining ones that didn't burn their shirt and kick stuff
Oh, they
and
was tearing up
throw stuff
TV
down.
screens and all
I
kinds of shit,
just
burning shit, throwing shit out, taking their flags out, going burn their jerseys, all that. But that's that's consistency. They got to do that every year because they ain't winning shit. But the Packers came
we
out of
have
the
some in
gate
common with
ready
y'all.
to go. They was ready to go. Um, Jordan Love, he stayed within himself and didn't try to do nothing special. They didn't call nothing special. They had their number. They never adjusted. Dan Quinn's defense never changed. He played the same defense
They
the
weren't
whole
prepared.
game. And it was like, Jesus, you got to make an adjustment because they're not going to adjust to your defense. They done figured your defense out. Never
It
made an
was
adjustment. I
I couldn't
mean,
believe that. I couldn't believe that, and I don't know. Like I know they were being hard on him, but a lot of people said, "Do you really? Is this guy really? What you talking about? Taking over in Seattle as a head coach after the performance that he just had with Dallas and
probably
Green
not.
Bay?"
Probably
I
not if
mean,
they looked at that. But I mean, we've
you
seen
know,
worse get hired. We have
oh,
seen worse get
absolutely,
hired. I
yeah, we seen,
mean, Packers defense played very well too. So
yeah,
if you didn't have those, I don't know, you take away the 14 points or maybe they get, I don't know. I don't know. Then at the end of the game, because to me the score
they beat us all
48-32
up
is
and
not,
down the field.
yeah, it's not indicative of how bad they got beat, really. But if you give up 48 points, that's bad. I mean, he jumped the gun and he took all of his starters out and then he put them back in. It's like, okay, I need to finish this out. I get why you took them out. You don't want anybody getting hurt. But the Cowboys were still playing. Aaron Jones, I mean,
He had a great
21
game today.
carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. He played. Romeo Dobbs was like the invisible man.
Yeah,
Like he would pop back on and shit once the ball got to him. Then all of a sudden, it's like everybody saw him. Like nobody
I,
saw him. He had a great game.
yeah,
Um,
he did. It's a great time to have your best games of the season.
yeah, I mean he's been playing good for the last 4 games. He's been playing
Yeah.
real well for the last 4 games.
I was talking about
Um,
Aaron Jones.
oh yeah, he's been injured. He's been injured, and he was splitting time with
Dylan.
Dylan, but
AJ
Dylan was
Dillon.
hurt, so it was on him. It was, and he carried the load. He carried the load. But he's I mean, he's that dude. He's had multiple games like that where he's had really good games.
Oh, I'm
The
not doubting his talent. I
oh
think we
yeah,
know Aaron Jones is a talented.
the
And I
Cowboys
Green
had
Bay didn't want to pay him, and I still don't understand why he had to go in there and suffer during contracts. You
well,
remember that?
he got his
I,
money, so that's all in the past, and he doing what he want to do and where he want to be. So
well,
that
we'll
don't even
see.
matter. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with what happened this weekend, but Dallas, like, I don't know. I mean, McCarthy was calling plays, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Remember he got rid of Kellen Moore because he was
yeah,
gonna run the ball so much more. He was
right.
gonna
So that
yeah.
was it. So what do you think about that? I got rid of, Zeke, and I got Tony Pollard because Tony Pollard, he had ups and downs this year, but he didn't do anything yesterday.
He had way more downs than ups. I mean, that's why Dow was out there more than normal. I mean, he had a couple of really good games, but he in this particular game he didn't play bad. I mean, he had I don't know like 21 fantasy points or something like that. This wasn't his fault, like per
No, I'm
se. I
not
mean,
blaming it on him. I'm not blaming it on one person. I mean, as a team, as a team, they fell apart. As a coaching staff, they fell apart.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, could Zeke should they have kept Zeke and Pollard together? I think so.
yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that immediately. Like after Zeke went out there, then maybe we bring him back in. You know what I'm saying? After he didn't go right out and get a deal and bring him back and see if you can't, see if you can make that work a little bit better. I mean, it was just, I don't know. Pollard really struggled a lot this year, but yeah, I would have kept Zeke.
yeah.
Absolutely.
CeeDee Lamb
And I
had the
think we
yard.
we missed that.
Okay.
Well, we
Yeah,
missed Noah Brown.
yeah.
Hell, we missed a
CeeDee.
lot of people. Mari Cooper. We just giving away folks. Yeah, we missed a
So
lot of guys.
CeeDee Lamb had a lot of yards. He didn't have a touchdown. There was something going on with McCarthy. He had to go over and talk to him or whatever. I mean, he had yards. You're not gonna get the 200-yard game they had against. I don't know who the hell that was against. Should
Hmm.
have might have been against the Giants. I don't know, but you weren't gonna have that type of game. Those come, ever so often. So he was upset. I mean, you got a lot of people there that have to get paid coming up soon. That have to get paid. You got to make some changes. If you were the GM, where would you start?
McCarthy,
You think it falls all on him?
he gotta go. For what? What we keeping him for?
Who you gonna
Tell
replace him with? If you can't replace
hell
him
it
with
hell is
Belichick,
Belichick out there, Harbaugh's out there, Rabel's out there. It's a lot of coaches out there right now that I can think he's an easy replacement.
you think so?
Absolutely. Tell me
Okay.
why you wouldn't take any of those three I just named in front of him.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna put it all on his shoulders. They didn't show up.
I said, would you take any of the three
I no,
coaches that
I
I
don't
just
know.
named
I don't know
over
if I
McCarthy?
don't know that I would. I'm not gonna put it because I'm not putting it all on his shoulders.
Oh my goodness. That's
Somebody got to
oof.
play. You've been playing well all year long, and you get to the playoffs. Who
Okay.
choked? The players or the coach?
He got out coached.
Okay.
Hell, he got out coached. And how young is the other dude? How long is the oldest Green Bay's
He's been
coach?
around. He's
It's
been
a
doing
young
stuff
guy.
since he's been in there. Yeah, but he's been taking that team far since he's been there. I
Yeah, so
mean,
that's where
the
I
thing
would
is, he
start.
had a
You
young
asked where
team.
I would start,
Yeah.
I'd start with him. And then I
Okay.
might go to Quinn next after what happened after what we just saw. But I don't know because that might be an overreaction because he literally has done well, with the defense all year. I mean, I might be up in my feelings a little too deep. I really have to think about that. But McCarthy would be easy.
Okay.
That
Okay.
I mean, I think what you probably getting from Jerry now is just, just not everybody expect him to just run out there, and Jerry does not like to do what people expect him to do. So I think he kind of just, let me sit down, let me cool off here, and talk to the guy, or whatever. But I believe that he's gone.
Okay.
I believe he's gone. The problem with the problem is who do you find that is going to allow Jerry to think he in charge of everything. That's the problem.
Yep.
Coaches like Belichick is not going for that. It's gonna have to be you're gonna have to do something different if you get in a Belichick. Belichick ain't gonna have you running down there every few minutes, yanking the mic and talking all crazy. I mean, Belichick would rather not. So
I
it
think the same
depends.
thing with Mike Vrabel because after he got burned with the AJ Brown stuff and he didn't know nothing about it, I don't think he's going for that either. So Harbaugh, he a hard head too. You're not gonna boss him around. So Mike McCarthy, I think he was doing what he was supposed to do. His team just didn't show up. I mean, it's like I think Andy Reid is a great coach, but the teams have to show up. And this team has the weapons. So it's almost like, do they have the Cubs curse, or do the lights just get that damn bright? Because you ain't lost a game at home. You ain't lost a
like
game at home all year. And the
well, like
game, the one you need to win. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
it was awful.
Then it was yeah, then it wasn't even funny no more.
It was
You
just
know.
awful.
Yeah, it was terrible. All right, we're gonna move on. We gonna beat that one to death. I
I
think I
think
beat
we
you to
did
death enough
enough.
over the weekend.
Yeah, I believe y'all did.
Yeah,
Rest in hell, all of y'all.
that's
The
all right.
whole group
Mm-hmm. You with us? You with
in
us in
there.
that
In
hell?
there, it was
We in a
12 to
different
1.
hell.
12 to 1.
We in a
Y'all,
different
the
hell.
whole damn house attacked Nisha. It's all right though.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
Cause
right.
y'all them boys.
Yeah, we are. We them
Okay,
boys, whether we lost or won, we still them boys.
that's it. That's how you gotta
I'm
be.
riding. I'm riding with them.
That's how
You
you gotta
riding
be.
with them giants, ain't you?
Damn
All right,
Skippy.
all right
Shit, I
then.
rode with them throughout the whole season, and like I said, I knew 10 weeks ago we wasn't going to the damn playoffs.
Well, all right.
Playoffs.
I'm
Playoffs. Are
still
you crazy?
disgusted with that.
Shit. Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Rams and the
I don't even
Lions.
want to
Most
think about
competitive
something.
game to me of the weekend was the Rams and the Lions.
Yeah,
Um, even though the Rams lost, nothing to say bad about them. I mean, they just got outplayed by the Lions. Shit.
I
They
don't even
showed
think
the,
they
the
got
clip.
outplayed.
They showed the clip of Matthew Stafford with the concussion where he went out. They never pulled him out of the game, and he finished the game. And of course, found out after the game he has a concussion. But they showed the play. They showed his eyes. They showed him freezing up and all that other stuff. NFL got to do a better job. You got
Yeah,
spotters. You got spotters. That's what they do. You out there to spot shit. If you ain't sure, tell somebody to do a replay before you go back. But make these guys get checked out because they don't
I,
know. Stafford probably didn't even know he had a damn concussion.
somebody rung his bell. You knew somebody hit him.
But that's different. But if you saw that play, the way he came back, it was just like in his mind, he just picked up right where he left off. They don't know.
Hmm.
You seen them with concussions where they get up and they're trying to walk and they don't realize they're walking sideways. So they
Yeah.
don't know because they're
Oh, I
it's not
have.
not connect. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not connecting. But
Hmm.
I think it was, to me, it was like a clean game, right?
Hmm.
Um, guys that do stuff, they did it. The defenses did what they did. It's just that team came out on top. The thing I like about the Detroit, the Lions coach, he takes some risk. When he went for it on fourth down and ran that play, to me that was a difference. Fourth down, they got a touchdown, and the other difference was Laporta.
Well, I also think that Puka Nakua got mugged on that other last play where he got sandwiched. They were pulling on his jersey. It was pass interference, and I think they missed that call, and that was a pretty important call to miss.
Yeah.
Was very disappointing with the refs on that, but officials on that. But hell, they've been disappointing us
Yeah, well,
all year.
they cost the Lions earlier. So,
Yeah,
the refs gonna cost you, but what we all focus on is what happens at the end of the game, right? But them plays, them little ones that you ain't calling during the game, all that shit adds up and it costs. But I just think that it's the Lions sign. I'm happy for them. I'm
I mean,
happy for them.
I'm a golf fan.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that golf was able to bring them that win. I mean, to me, either one of those quarterbacks to me are good guys, and I'd have been happy with either one of them winning. But I was really happy for golf because, I felt like they did him wrong. I felt like they uprooted him and tried to make him the blame for that loss. And I think the coach had a lot to do with that loss that ended up getting golf shipped up out of there. So.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it last week or in the barbershop or somebody asked me. I I like Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford did a whole lot of shit. He couldn't get him to the playoffs. But I said the same thing. And they said, who would you take? Goff or Stafford? And people probably think I'm crazy. I would take Goff. I would take him. I just don't. I think Stafford's injury prone. There's a lot of things that go on with him. He's put up a whole lot of yards. That guy got a Super Bowl. Going into the Hall of Fame, all that. But I would still take Goff. And even now, because I think Goff's even hungrier now, smarter now. But McVay, like I think the coaching and what everything that they had when they won the Super Bowl wasn't all about Matthew Stafford.
I don't know.
Because I think if you go back to the Super Bowl that they went to with golf, McVay choked. So
That's
that's just
yeah.
Linda's opinion. Yeah, he saw Bill Belichick
Yeah.
and choke. He said, I can't win this
Yeah,
game.
he
But
started trying to do stuff. You supposed to bring the one that you go with the one that brought you. He started trying to get cute,
yeah,
started trying to out coach Belichick and went home sad.
yeah. I think
Yeah, that's
that
what happened.
I like the aggressiveness of the Lions coach. We'll see what happens with this next matchup that they have. But that to me was the most competitive game. Um, the next game that we have, let's I'm think I'm yep. Steelers versus the Bills. Bills went there.
Um,
I mean, everybody
I
saw
mean, we
that.
know what the deal is. The Steelers have no quarterback.
They had
Well,
no
not
quarterback and
they
they had no
have a
defense.
quarterback. They just don't have one that they need to be out there on the field
Hmm.
playing in the playoff game, and it was obvious.
Yeah,
You know,
that I
that's the
mean, they
bottom
lost
line.
by 14 points. They had no T.J. Watt. Had turnover here or there. Lost by 14 points and uh, I don't like you said quarterback is issue. So that
Hmm.
causes concern for the Bills because they
Hmm.
it wasn't an ass whooping. You didn't put an ass whooping on them. You was at
No,
home
no, 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 no,
and you
no.
only
They
beat them
didn't
by
put.
two touchdowns. But no T.J. Watt. I think he impact. I don't think. I know he impacts the game a little different.
Come on,
You ain't gonna
T.J.
have all the
Watt.
time, so he definitely impacts the game. So you might have a different score. I mean, they played a solid game, but they played it without having to go up against that defense. And he is that defense. Watt is that defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Um,
That type of leadership and that type of generalship on the field is hard to survive. I think once he went down, everybody pretty much know that was pretty
Yeah,
much
it's gonna be tough.
it.
I mean, the Steelers kind of, I'm not. I don't want to shit on them. They
No,
kind of
no, no,
back
no,
their way.
no.
No. What I'm saying, I don't want to shit on them in the sense that they backed their way into the playoffs. I think if you had a Joe Burrow that was healthy and some other stuff that went on, that the Steelers don't make it to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So with they went through three quarterbacks. They were like this, right? So I think if you have the Bengals and they're healthy quarterback. I mean, excuse me, the whole
Joe
playoff picture looks
Burrows.
different. In Joe Burrows, yeah, the playoff picture looks different
Hmm.
than it did. But
But
he's there. Go
but
ahead.
I would say that, and Joe Burrows is kind of the reason why they weren't there because he was hurt and he didn't sit down. They played those games and lost those games early on, and you got a quality backup like Browning like that. If he had maybe played early on, they pick up a couple of those games while Joe Burrow had really hurt himself,
Could be.
and you know what I mean. And then maybe he doesn't end up really jacked up, but because it was a different injury, I can't really say that either. But I think that if Joe would have maybe sat down for a couple of games, they probably would have still made the playoffs
Could
because
be.
I was really impressed with Browning. I mean, it's hard
He
not
did. He
to
played
be
well. Yeah,
it's
he
hard
played
not to
well.
be good with a Chase and a Higgins and a boy, but still, I was impressed. He like he played very well for a backup. If he plans on staying there, they're in good hands.
Yep.
When Burrows is hurt
Yeah,
because
he showed something. He might be
unfortunately.
playing for somebody else. Yeah, who
Well,
knows?
I saw him make a case for it. I saw him make his case like, hey, I think I'm good enough to play just to be a starter on one of those teams. It just so happened I just happened to be the backup of not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Is is what he basically said, and hell, he wasn't lying. I mean,
Yeah.
he really believed that, and we'll see,
Yep.
we'll see.
We will. It'll come around. But like I said, to me, the Bills were not really impressive given the opponent. So
No,
they played a good game. They didn't make any,
they did
they didn't make
enough.
mistakes. They did enough to win the game. But against, I don't know if that's a good gauge against, that team and what
Yeah,
they had left on the field. So
what they
we'll
had
see.
left that was healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. And to top it off, to round things up, last night, Eagles versus the Bucs, 32-9. I know
Well,
you're
you
a
tell
big
me.
Baker Mayfield fan. He
Yeah,
played a good game.
I went with the Eagles because I just couldn't see the Eagles crap in the bed like. But good lord,
Yeah,
boy, I was
I
we wrong
I
this
went
weekend.
back to see because I couldn't remember everybody I
I
picked,
couldn't.
but the NFC games I got them. I picked them all the winners,
They're all
to
out.
include the upsets. I didn't think Philly was gonna pull it off, and simply not. I mean, this was before the AJ Brown announcement and all that other stuff. I don't think they would have won with him. They just have not looked right. Like they said, they lost 6 out of 7.
Yeah, I
They
think if I would have probably called it different too if I know AJ wasn't gonna play.
Yeah,
I
but I
mean, I
called that
didn't.
before I knew he
I,
wasn't gonna play. I just didn't think they was gonna win it. It
yeah,
didn't matter him there or not. If even if he
they
was
missed him.
playing, they
They
missed him,
missed
but
AJ
they
Brown.
looked
Come on now.
horrible. They missed him,
Yeah.
but I don't think yeah, difference of opinion. I don't think he would have made a difference. That wouldn't have made a
Mhm.
difference in the game. I
Okay.
mean,
We can agree to disagree on that
because
one. I think
he's been
AJ would have
there,
made a
right?
difference.
Well, he's been there 5 of the last 6 games, and it ain't made a damn difference. So
It's the
I
playoffs. It's
didn't
different
see. To
time.
me, it was like what was gonna make a difference last night. And I mean, he did get hurt against us, but you played Arizona, you ain't do nothing. You lost that game. So you're losing games with your full complement of your team. So, no bad finger. You had AJ Brown, you had Smith, you had Goddard, you had all these folks, your running back, everybody playing,
The defense
and
is
you
playing
losing,
horrible.
and you
You
and you
know.
losing. Yeah, but you got to put up points. They scored
Yeah.
9 points.
Yeah, but I mean, you knew that Jalen finger was might as well chopped it off.
I,
They said
I
he hadn't even thrown the ball
okay. Well,
before that game. So you know
explain
that
that.
hand was hurting.
Before all of that happened, I'm telling you, I just knew Philly wasn't ready. Philly wasn't. The mind wasn't there, and I think part of it, in my mind, is Sirianni.
They were in all of those games. They weren't even they looked this was not a good representation of Philly, no more than what we saw of Dallas. That it looked bad, and the Browns they had a bad game on top of their decline that they've been going through.
Well, I
I
don't think
mean, and to me,
Sirianni is the
without
coach.
age,
I think he lost his offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. The guy that he has as an offensive coordinator been in the NFL for 3 years, and this is a guy that you bring in to to coach a Super Bowl caliber team. Everybody said, "Oh, well, they won a whole bunch of games." Yeah, but teams figure you out. Then you got to do something different. Just like with a defense, you got to be able to switch it up
you
based
gotta
on
be
who
able to
you playing. You
adjust.
can't do the same thing over and over again. And I just don't think. I mean, the hype is over. So to me, I just wasn't. Maybe they wasn't as hungry, or they wasn't. I don't know. Some of them. I'm not gonna say everybody wasn't as hungry. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said 3 weeks ago on the podcast, I've been saying it for the last 4 weeks on the podcast. I don't know what's going on in Philly. Something ain't right. But the sad part about it is to have Jason Kelsey go out like the way he did.
Yeah, I
Um,
would have liked to seen him at least them get a little bit further along, you know,
oh shit,
because I know
win one game. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, win one game. I mean, that guy, he gives it everything. And you can see, I mean, to me, looking at him, when you see him on the sideline, he's always talking, he's always engaged, he's this, he's that. And you just see as the game went on, and it just wore on him and wore him and wore him. And standing there with tears in his eyes or whatever, and to say this is how it's going, this is how it's going to end.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, you feel for him on that note for sure. But they just didn't look good. They could have won, but they
yeah.
wasn't going far. So it wasn't the same team, same dominant team that you saw that was clicking last year when they went to the Super
Or
Bowl.
even
This wasn't
earlier
that
on
team.
this year,
Yeah.
even
When
earlier
they
on
came
this
out,
year.
yeah, they just wasn't that team. A lot of
Something
arguing on
happened.
the
They faded.
sidelines, a lot of this, a lot of that. They had injuries. Their secondary, they lost people from their secondary. You didn't have the defensive coordinator. So whatever was going on,
Yeah,
you scheming, it ain't working. You got players, defensive players playing out of position or positions that they don't play, and they're not doing well, and everybody's like, "Oh, they suck." Well, that's not their position. So they're compensating for somebody that's not there or whatever. So just, hey,
yep.
tough way. You go to a Super Bowl and this is how you come back the next season. That's tough. But like
That's
you
why it's
said,
not
yeah,
guaranteed. It's never guaranteed you getting back there. So you have to You have to make the best of those teams. Just like, I've been saying this forever. Everybody's like, "Oh, they'll be back next year." I'm like, listen, it's different. Even like with Burrow, you don't know that you're gonna have T. Higgins and Chase on that team again. This might have been their last shot to have them two together, because somebody's got to get paid, and
Hmm.
somebody's gonna have to say, "Oh, I want a little less." And if I'm a Higgins, I'm like, "Why I want a little less when I can go over here and get a lot more?" I'm somebody's number one. So you have, like, you don't ever know if you're gonna get that team back, and it's usually never the same anyway because they 1 year older. You know what I'm saying? Injuries happen. You don't know if it's ever gonna be that way. So I hate it. I hate that that's another year down for Philly.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice because you're not gonna have Jason next year as your center to tush push the
Right,
leader.
right. You got to do a
You know what
whole
I
different
mean?
thing. But that even got old because they stopped them on that too. So it's just, and the tush push is only good if you're getting the first down or if you right there on the goal line. You gotta have your whole game plan.
Hmm.
I think people figured out it was just simple. I mean, Smith, Devontae Smith, I love him. I love him.
Oh yeah.
And he was going out there, he gonna give you everything you got anytime he's on the field.
And you
But
don't really hear
you
him
couldn't carry.
complaining or nothing. You
You
don't
just
really
play.
hear him being a diva. He just goes out there and works.
He's
Gotta
funny
love that
actually because
kid.
they have him mic'd up, and yeah, watching him since college or whatever, but they have him mic'd up, and he's a funny guy. He's a funny young man, and very simple. When I say simple, in the sense that he just keeps his life real simple, things real simple. Don't like to party or whatever. So you kind of I mean, any player, anybody, and it may not be your team. Me, I excuse me, I dog the Cowboys out. I like that. I give a damn about Jerry Jones or anybody else. I like Dak. So to watch that was hard. That was hard to watch him go
You
through that.
telling?
But
Who are you
it's
telling?
you have players on teams, right? But you have your team. Um, but I'm happy for the ones that won because I like those players too. So it's like we'll see what happens, right? So
Nah.
let's move on to the we got next week,
Well, let's
the
get it.
AFC divisional round, right?
Yeah.
Um,
You can
the
start off with the
Texans
predictions first.
The Texans versus the Ravens. I'll be honest with you. This is a hard one for me because the
Okay.
Ravens have been off and they look great. I'm pulling for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call it for the Ravens because they're at home. I think it's going to be a good game. I hope it's a good game. Um, but nothing would surprise me, but I'm picking the Ravens
No, I'm
because
picking the Ravens because of that
Lamar's
defense.
hungry. Andrews is practicing. Likely is playing great.
Mm-hmm.
You had a week to get people healthy
They
that were
got
a little banged
rested.
up. They were
Yep.
rested. So as long as you got a good practice in there, you watch some film. So I know they watching film, stuff like that. So I'm definitely going with the Ravens. I
Yeah.
hate that CJ Stroud got to play the Ravens because I'm a big fan, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with them.
I kind of think the Cinderella story is ending. Yeah, against the Ravens. I just think that I think they're just a better team anyway, and I think that they're gonna be getting after him, and he gonna have to make some really good plays. And the Ravens, man, they lay that wood. You hear me? They don't
Hmm.
be playing around. They come through.
Yeah,
So
you
it's just
just
gonna
can't
be
let them
hard.
get. Yeah, you just can't. I
But I'm
mean,
but
but
I'm gonna
shit,
be honest with you.
the
I'm gonna be
Cleveland
honest with
defense is
you.
better than the Ravens defense,
Well,
and they couldn't get the shit done.
that's what I'm about to say. I'm gonna be honest with you though. If he played like he played against Cleveland, hell, it's
It's the
anybody's
whole team.
game.
If the whole team play like they play, that's yeah,
Yeah, that doggone Nico
it's gonna be
Collins
a
boy.
if they play like they play, I think it's gonna be a good game. But I think the Ravens are gonna come out on top. I don't
No,
think
we'll see.
Lamar can take nothing less. At this
Yeah,
point, he got to get to a AFC conference championship game at least.
yeah. He
Him,
got the
Harbaugh,
money,
the whole
honey.
team. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he got the money, honey.
yeah,
I think he
I'm gonna
hungry
say
too.
yeah, and I show enough. I show enough. I apologize to everybody watching and looking, but yeah, I sure did mess up what they looking like over there. So the next game we got up there, we talking about the Chiefs
Hmm.
and the Bills. Who you got?
After watching the Bills, I think it's 50-50. Anybody, I think either team can win. I didn't see nothing that the Chiefs need to be afraid of from what the Bills showed.
Okay.
And I ain't see nothing that the Bills should be afraid of from what the Chiefs
Okay.
showed. To me, they're about evenly matched. To be honest with you. Now I'd be willing to bet most people would go with the Bills, maybe because they're at home. But and but we'll see. We'll see. They look like they're evenly matched team to me. If you get the Josh Allen that's on point that comes and he's throwing dimes, it may be a different story. But I don't know. There's some room for error there, and Gabe Davis was out, so that made a difference. Will he be back next week? So I mean, you got to look at what the injury report is looking like right now. But maybe the Chiefs are on a uphill trajectory. They look better than they've been looking. So who knows? But I think it's a 50-50 game. I really don't. I'll call it. Nah, I really don't even. It is a 50-50
Okay.
toss up for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
based on if I was to base it on how both teams played this weekend, I'm going with the Bills.
Okay.
And
Fair
an
enough.
added thing to that is the fact that they're at home. So if the Bills play the way that they do now, the one thing I throw in there my caveat, because I always have one, is the Chiefs defense. They lights out. They lights out. So they
That's what
gonna
I'm
get at them.
saying.
So they gonna get at them. And they not playing like we said. They didn't have T.J. Watt, but now you got all of these guys. So I my concern is the Chiefs' offense. That's really what concerns me. Is the Chiefs'
Well, I'm
offense,
gonna.
because that defense, it used to be flip flop. Remember, it was all like, oh shit, we got to score. Chiefs got to score 35, 40 points to win. You ain't got to do that now. You ain't got to
Mhm.
do it. 20 something points, you win because your defense is holding them. You just got to put some points on the game, but you cannot rely on your kicker. You have got to figure it out. We are in the red zone, and I know we've been saying maybe they're keeping shit in their pocket. They don't want to bring it out yet.
They not
You
keep.
know,
Yeah, it's
I
all out the pocket.
yeah, but I'm just like, damn, you in the red zone and you can't score. You used to be the team. If you was in the red zone, excuse me, you were gonna score. And so now it's just like, the defense is setting them up.
Yeah, I'm not understanding that whole red zone thing. I mean, I don't know if you're doing the same thing over, do something different. Get big when you get to the
Yeah,
red zone. Go tight ends all up. You know what I'm saying? Run a Rashid over there. Do something different. What you're doing is not working. So it's time to change that. You can't keep going back to back to back to back doing the same thing in the red zone and getting the same results because you're not gonna be able to kick your way into the
right.
Super Bowl.
And that's
It's
why I
not.
say
That's not gonna work.
right. And that's why I say, based on the play that I saw this weekend, if you're just gonna do that, 16 points
Well,
from Buckner may not happen. You know what I'm saying?
well, let me
So
Well, let me tell you what I saw. What I saw is if Snead is playing Diggs like he played Hill, it's some problems out there. Because if Gabe is not healthy and he comes back and he's not healthy, I think the rest of I think McDuffie I think they can handle that. So I think it'll be a lot less scoring going on between both teams. That's what I'm looking
yeah,
at. I'm looking at how I watched Snead go out there and give Tyreek everything he wanted in the bag treatment. Then granted Tyreek scored, but hell, it's hard to stop Tyreek from scoring.
yeah.
Let's be honest
No, I
now.
agree.
It's
The Chiefs
he nine
defense is
times out of
not.
10 he gonna get him
Yeah,
one.
Chiefs defense is not my concern at all.
Yeah.
At all.
So I feel like if that defense goes out there and plays the way they played, uh, they believe it or not, 26 might be
Yeah,
enough.
but the offense got to get to 26. That's the
Yeah,
scary
it
part. They got
might
to get
be.
to 26, and you say they have been going up. So yeah, I'm just giving. Like I say,
And
if
I
the Bills
also
play the way they
noticed.
played, and like we're looking at it today, if the Chiefs offense can get it rolling, so like you say, 50-50, but I do give the Bills the edge. They
I'll tell
Chiefs.
you something else
Mhm.
that I noticed. One other thing I noticed. I noticed that I know people coming down real hard on MVS, but MVS is doing more than he out there blocking. He going
That's
out
because
there.
you
He doing
watching
what he need
football,
to
you know
do.
that shit. All the ones that's just talking,
Yeah,
all they see is the balls that he dropped because they not football. That man he blocking, he doing a whole lot of shit that don't go on the
yeah.
stat line.
Yeah, and I think that's when I started to see all that stuff popping out like that, I'm like something. I'm seeing a little something in them. Something is gelling. If they can just get one
Yeah,
going
you got me.
and get
You
back,
got
and
me wanting to lean a little bit too, back towards the Chiefs. But yeah, because I just get, and I only reason I say I'm giving the Bills that edge here's two reasons why. They ain't never played a playoff game on the road, right? That's I
mm-hmm,
don't know if that's plus
excuse me.
minus for them or whatever, the Chiefs. And The Bills,
Yeah.
the Bills, the Bills want some. It could play in their favor or against. The Bills want some get back. If you go back to that game, 13 seconds, and you come back and beat me, they really that shit stuck with them, and it's still sticking with them.
Yeah.
So they doing everything that they can. They can beat them. It's like we can beat them during regular season, but we can't beat them in the playoffs. And that's why I'm giving them the edge because they're at home, and because of that happened, and the Chiefs have not played on the road. Everything is run through Chiefs Kingdom, so I give them that. But in my heart, I love for the Chiefs to win.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I'm still repping this little. I'm still repping
yep,
this little ass.
yep.
But
So
anyway,
let's um NFC divisional Packers versus the Lions. Did I screw that up? I did. I'm
look,
sorry. Let's go back up here because I think I'm
let's
looking at
go and
something
fix it real
wrong.
quick.
Huh?
Go on and fix
Yeah,
it
the
real
pack.
quick.
I apologize. So the Packers are playing. The Packers are playing the 49ers. In my mind, I said it, but I ain't what I typed. So the Packers and the 49ers, and then the Bucs and the Lions. So tell me who you got.
Well, I think that
Oh, sorry,
uh I
messing
think
up.
Christian McCaffrey has probably had enough time to get back a little bit healthier than he was. He was a little banged up, but I think with that bye week and he's probably had enough time to rehab up, and I think that makes for a hard day um for Green Bay. I kind of believe that with a healthy Christian McCaffrey, Purdy is hard to beat. It really is. He plays better. It just opens up everything for him. And I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the
Yeah.
49ers. Also, but I think a close game. They could surprise them. I think the
Oh
Packers at a
yeah.
point they can surprise. They've just been playing clean, what I call clean football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't make those mistakes or whatever, I don't think their heads have gotten big or whatever. And if Love can stay grounded, I think they give them a good game. On the other hand, I think Purdy Purdy's head may be getting a little too big. So
You think so?
yeah, not too big. Let me rephrase that because nothing about him has come off where he's like that. The
Mm-hmm.
confidence where it's here, it's there, that like the same confidence that Dallas may have had, but that may have helped them. That may have been a wake up call for them because then they're like, oh shit, they're for real. Green Bay is
Well,
for
well,
real. And
the
Shanahan,
rumor is that
go ahead.
the rumor is Purdy a little cocky. The rumor is that it's a quiet confidence or cockiness that they say
Okay,
that he is.
I can go with that.
I can see
And
that.
those
I can
guys
see what
all
you're
know each
saying.
other, Shanahan and the coach from no all, so they all know their tendencies or whatever. So I think it'll be an interesting game. I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers. 49ers, they're trying to get back to where they feel like they should have been. They're trying to get to the Super Bowl. They feel like they should have been there
Hmm.
last year, and they still believe that if Purdy hadn't got hurt, you know, they would have been there. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with them. The,
I'm gonna tell you another reason why I'm going with the 49ers. And I watched that dang I watched that game. I had to suffer through them in that Cowboy game. And this is
it
absolutely
wasn't a
no
Cowboy
hate
game; it was the Green
towards,
Bay game. But go ahead.
well, whatever you want to call it. Yep. But I'm gonna tell you something. Love hit damn near, I mean, every throw. Every throw. That's gonna be hard as hell to duplicate two games in a row. Sometimes you just own, I like you get in that zone and it just everything. He was dropping dimes off his back foot. And I've seen the other games when them back foot dimes don't hit where they supposed to hit. They
But
they
he's done it
become
a few
changed for
times during the
somebody else.
season. Shit, he did the same thing at the
He
Chiefs.
has. He's been that's what I'm saying. He has. But there's been games when they don't always work. And I saw him, he was in his zone and he was feeling it. But those aren't throws that most quarterbacks like to make on a regular. He was making a lot of risky throws and they were all paying off against
Well,
Dallas.
some of them was
And
wide
I'm
open too.
curious,
So I mean,
yeah, I'll
Romeo
be
Dobbs wasn't
curious.
nobody near him. I don't think that
Well,
defense
hell,
is
we
gonna,
know that he was open in the corner by
and that's
himself.
why I
Like
don't
I said,
think
you
that
had to wait
defense.
2 seconds to
Yeah,
get
the
get
49ers
to the
defense is
to
not gonna
get a
play like
cowboy
that.
in the frame. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll
No,
see.
that's what I'm saying. So
I'm
I don't think the
hoping that it's a
49ers
great
defense is
game.
gonna play. They're gonna watch the film, of course, of this, and then you just do the opposite of what the damn Cowboys did. That's real simple. And you tell
But
Purdy to take care of the damn ball.
but the team that I would rather win is Green Bay.
Why is that?
Because if you're gonna knock, hell, you done knocked our damn ass out. You done knocked the Cowboys out. Might as well keep on going. Hell, play everybody else as well as you played us. You went out there and played the game, and you go in out there and do that shit to the 49ers. Go do it to everybody else. Hell, you was playing like damn, like lights out. Now light it on out for the
Oh,
rest on over there, like
I'm
some other
surprised.
teams out.
I'm surprised y'all, because y'all, not y'all, but some of y'all are some petty fans. I'm surprised y'all don't want them to go out there and get their asses whooped.
Well, I mean, like
That's
I
the
said,
opposite of
hell,
what I was
you
expect.
done drip, Well, I like Jordan Love, and I've always liked Jordan Love. We go back to the beginning of the podcast. I'm more so not Green Bay, but for Jordan Love, I like to see him. He's his first playoff run. I like to see him do a little something. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a 49ers fan, and now it ain't like I'm trying to get them to have more championships than the Cowboys. So yeah, Green Bay is a long way from that. So if Green Bay pick up one, I can live with it, I guess. But nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not finna sit up here and hope for the 49ers to meet the Chiefs again. If the Chiefs get that far, no, I'm good on that. Yeah, I'd rather see the Chiefs play Green Bay again.
Okay.
You feel me? Yeah. So we'll see.
Yep. I mean, well, shit. Even if the Packers win, they still got to get. You got the Bucs and the Lions. I think the Bucs season ends when they play the Lions. When they go into Detroit, I think that's it. What you got?
I'm not sure. I mean, Baker's still banged up. So, he's still banged up. He wasn't 100%. He still pulled it off. Maybe he gets a little bit healthier, but I got the Lions. It's hard to go against the
Oh, Aiden
Lions. I
Hutchinson
love
and that
golf.
line, they coming after his ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be on Baker. And Baker not as fast. He not the fastest little thing.
No.
It's gonna be hard for him to
What's his name
get
said
around.
last night? What Troy Aikman said? Troy Aikman said he told Baker Mayfield it looked like he running on nails. I said, damn.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
he did.
No,
He
didn't.
cracked up. I said, damn. But yeah, because Baker had a couple of runs last, but he's not gonna get that deep. That defense gonna be ready for him. I was like hearing noise of somebody's outside shoveling.
No, I heard some noise too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a blizzard y'all got.
Well, that wasn't
Yeah.
nowhere near blizzard, but somebody out there shoveling. But yeah, so I got the Lions. Impressive what they did. The Bucs did. The Lions played. Just like Goff said, hey, we got a whole lot of stuff we got to work on and clean up. They know it.
Yeah.
They know it. But they
And that
coming
little
into the
Porter
house.
with that bum knee still got him one.
So he can rest. He got another week to
Yeah.
rest and rehab and see whatever. But he did. He got him, and they needed him. They definitely needed him.
Oh yeah, they had to have him. He's too big.
Yep. So
Too big. It's too big of a end zone target to be without him.
yep. Another exciting weekend coming up. Got a whole lot of stuff going on. So we got some open head coaching positions. I might have missed a few. So I know what, the one thing I can't do, and that is spell. If I could, that'd be dangerous.
The Falcons, them Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons. There you go.
Yeah. So long day. I got a day job.
It's all right.
Falcons, Chargers, Panthers, Raiders, Steelers. I got a question mark. I'm gonna erase that because prior to this, Mike said he'll be back next year. He's back in 24, so you can take the Steelers off the board. Cowboys, question mark. Eagles, question mark. That's why I have question mark because those owners, GMs, whatever, making some decisions. I assume. I think the decision for the Steelers was not the owners. I think they were waiting to see what Mike wanted to do. What Mike Tomlin wanted to do. I don't think it was they were thinking about getting rid of him. I mean, shit, man ain't never had a season under 500. So, and they dealt with injuries. I think they gonna have a conversation. We got to go get a quarterback because
that's
it's
the
same
conversation
thing.
that has to be.
Yeah, and you know what
Mike
I said.
Tomlin, like, I can't win with these.
Right,
scraps.
I said it last week on our on the podcast. Right, the Giants got it too. You got somebody to throw the ball to them. They ain't got nobody to throw the ball to anybody there. So you got to be able to put up points. So
Mhm.
that's the thing there. But yeah, glad he's staying. I really like Mike Tomlin. I think he's a good coach. Falcons interviewed Belichick. Chargers interviewed Harbaugh. Panthers have been interviewing everybody. Raiders are interviewing everybody. So don't know.
Yeah, I
I
think
think that
Panthers are scheduled to interview Morris. What's his first name? Uh
Raheem.
yeah. Yes, they're gonna they're scheduled to interview him. So I know that he's up for the head coaching Panthers job. I'm not sure about Eric Bieniemy anymore because I thought Eric Bieniemy was up for Atlanta, but if he got a deal,
No,
if he got to
Belichick.
go up against Belichick,
Yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying. Initially, it was leaked that Eric Bieniemy was who they were thinking about for Atlanta, but then when Belichick parted ways with the Patriots, why not?
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. And apparently, from what they're saying, it went well.
Yeah, you got Belichick sitting out
So
there. You got Vrabel sitting out there. You got Harbaugh. He's interviewing Harbaugh. I think he'd be a great match for the Chargers. I think Belichick getting old.
Seattle's old
Belichick.
coach.
Yeah. Oh, that shit. You know what? I'm sorry. I left him off. Excuse me. Seattle
Yep.
needs a coach. They didn't pick up anybody yet, did they?
No.
Yep.
Nope.
So I left them off.
Mm,
Um,
well,
but the maybe Belichick's I want to play in the dome. I'm cold. I can go back to my cutoff sleeves and do what
maybe.
I gotta do. You know what I mean? Um,
Hmm.
I I feel some kind of way. I feel like Belichick. I know he had his start. I felt like he should never coach anywhere there. Let that
Mm.
be your legacy. I said the same thing about Tom Brady. He went and got a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
then played
I
whatever.
think he
But
wants his. I think he wants a Super Bowl without Tom Brady.
that could be it. That could be it because Tom Brady went and proved I can get one without him. So let I sometimes egos. I'm like, oh my god, this is like you know it's so much. It's too much. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. So um
Uh, uh, what about the Jets? Are you shocked that the Jets kept their coach?
no, because Aaron Rodgers. That's the only reason I'm not shocked.
Okay.
That's it. Because of him getting injured, that's it. Because it's almost like give him a chance to see what's going to happen.
Okay. So you think Robert Sala still got
I
he
do.
stayed there because
I do.
he didn't get to perform because it's clear that they want to move on now from Zach
Well, yeah,
Wilson.
they
That's
well
what
they,
they were
they
saying.
probably realize, and I don't know who made the decisions because they probably realizing could have kept Joe. Joe would have been a better backup. We would have won some more games, possibly made the playoffs because they don't have a bad team. But like you say, you gotta have a quarterback. Remember back in the day, it used to be like you could have a good quarterback, but if you had a good line and running back, you could beat anybody. I didn't think, I know he's in the Hall of Fame. I didn't think Troy Aikman was the best quarterback out there, but who did he have? Emmett Smith and a great line
Yeah, well, I'm
and
gonna
great
tell
wide
you, I
receivers.
think
So, and that's
I
not a
can't see
Cowboys
moving.
dig. That's just, you know,
I
but
understand.
now they
I understand.
devalue the damn running back. So it's like you got to have that quarterback and those wide receivers.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know that I necessarily get rid of Zach if you're going to roll with the Aaron Rodgers thing, because the whole point of bringing him there anyway, Zach was going to learn from him. That's why they got rid of the backups,
I don't think,
from my understanding. So why not continue? You already invested something in him. Why not continue to let him learn from an Aaron Rodgers?
I
If
personally
you're
don't think
banking
he
on
has the
Aaron
skill
Rodgers
set to do it.
starting,
I don't think he has the skill set to do it. I personally don't.
mm.
He didn't prove to he
Even the flashes that you saw
but
in
enough.
the
And you
season
said
where he
like you
was
said flashes. Shit. Danny Dimes had flashes.
okay.
I don't
All
think
right.
over a long period of time that he he could do it. I just don't. But
Mm.
we'll see.
Okay.
I it'll be interesting. Hell, as we're speaking, it could be somebody that got a new coaching job or somebody been fired. We don't know.
I know. I'll keep looking at the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
We I know you want McCarthy. They want everybody out. I listen.
Man, it's not
I
even so
love
much I want
social.
everybody
I
out.
know. I love
I
social
just
media though, because they just funny at times. I mean, I've even laughed when we got our asses whooped because it's just funny. People are creative. They're creative, but the fans, I told you, ain't nothing like looking at a Cowboy fan. But I like when I look at fans of
every fan looked the same way when they team getting their
no,
ass whooped.
y'all a little different with that shit because y'all still be in disbelief. Y'all a little different. Our fans, I think Giants fans, when we lose, we just like, here we go with the bullshit again. It ain't disbelief. It's like, here we go again. Cowboys fans like, I can't believe this happened. And it's like, why can't you believe it happened? So you have certain teams are like, I can't believe this happened. And you're like, this shit happens to you all the time. But I'm not gonna end the show dogging out the Cowboys. I just thought
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you that because I know you've been suffering. It
Oh
was
yeah.
a very
But it's a
surprising weekend.
yeah.
Very surprising weekend, very entertaining weekend. Um, and a very disappointing weekend for some. So
Hmm.
it all depends on what side you on. I had like, it was no, I won money because I gambled and
No, you
I
had a
picked,
great
I
weekend.
did in the
Yeah.
casino and picking the teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. It
can't
was your
complain.
weekend.
But
I lost all the way around. Casino, picks,
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
I mean, it was just good
yeah.
Lord. Pick on Nisha week.
Your face, yeah. I was like, damn, I can't. I offered you a drink and you was ready to cuss me. I said, you want me to fix your? I don't want no damn drink. Why you gonna offer me a drink? Because I'm trying to console your
Shit.
ass or get you drunk so you pass out and you ain't gotta look at this no more.
Oh man. Oh man. And then your raggedy sister Tony. I mean, as soon as I woke up, she done sent me somebody singing a whole damn song with his family with a wig on and polyester.
That you know,
Hell, I said,
that's the crazy part to me is like, okay, so they y'all can still call them America's team. People don't. As much as Dallas fans
oh, they're
love
America's
the
team.
Cowboys, there is just as many people out there that hate the Cowboys. That had
I know it.
that had shit ready, like hoping the
To go.
Cowboys lost. That had stuff like you, but y'all some defensive people. You attacked TR when she came down with an Eli Manning jersey on.
Hey, Tiart came down talking trash. I said, I know you're not coming down here messing with me with that doggone Giants jersey on, repping from the sidelines. And that's how it started. That's how the whole thing started. She came down here messing with me because I was excited
Mm-hmm.
about the Cowboys game.
Yeah.
And so I immediately attacked back.
Yeah, you
You
did.
know what I'm saying? I just didn't know that everybody that was going to show up at the house was anti Cowboys. I
I
literally
don't know.
was
Was
on a
everybody was
island.
everybody anti
Everyone,
Cowboys, or were they just laughing that the
everybody.
Cowboys got their ass whooped? Were they anti
No,
or
they
they
were
just
all
didn't?
anti.
Okay.
They were anti because they all got one in before they left. You
Oh,
could have just if you weren't anti cowboy, you could have just set your ass over there and just been like, man, that's messed up. But everybody in that house had to stab me at least once before they rolled out, including your friend Laura with the owner
oh well,
jersey
she
on, with
was.
the
I mean,
owner shirt
she's
on.
she's from
She hit me right
Wisconsin.
out the
That's her
door.
team.
Right.
She's owning, right? She
Yeah, I
done bought her
thought she was
ownership
gonna
in her.
be good.
What she tell you on the
And
way out?
then
Because I
she
didn't even catch it.
I forgot what she said, but I said, really, Laura? That's what we doing. I started to throw the cheese tray on her. I was like, that's what we gonna
Then
do?
the cheese
Um,
head, throw the cheese tray on the cheese head.
yeah. Yeah, I started to. Yeah, I was mad. I
Oh,
started to
she
hit her with some
she didn't think
doggone
they were gonna win. She
with
truly
some
enjoyed
with some
herself.
extra
Hell, she
sharp
texted me when she
cheddar.
got home. Said, "Ooh, what a great day." Yeah, it was.
I know. Yeah, yeah. And the thing about it was Laura gave me the least amount of crap.
She did,
It was Jay and Erica and
and me,
everybody else
and me.
that was,
I gave
well, of
it.
course you and TR, but
Yeah,
mind you, I could barely see TR, all 411 of her. So I really wasn't worried about her. It was going up and I really wasn't really worried about that chatter. But yeah, everybody else, man, non-stop. Even my friends that
You
came over there,
right.
I mean,
So
I was like,
Tanisha,
what in the hell?
yeah, Diva, it was funny too because you were getting it so bad you call your father.
I did. And my dad was going to defend me. And then he finally called back and said, baby, we on our
You on
own.
your own.
It just ain't
You on
nothing
your
I
own.
can
He
do.
couldn't help you with
You
that
just
shit.
going to have to
And
take
that
it.
did
You
it
just
for
going to
me.
have
I
to
was
take
like,
it.
damn, Pop said you on your
Yeah, that was it. He said, baby, look like you on your own.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. I said, Dad, I already know. I'm in here getting mugged right now. They throwing all kinds of jokes out. And nothing I can do is just take them. Just take them, slap. And I was holding on to the end. They gave me a little hope. I said, boy, then they pulled the
Snatch it.
rug
What
out
they
right
say?
back out from under. Snatch
Snatch
it
it
back
right
out.
back.
I said,
Give it back here.
it was rough. It was rough. I had therapy. Next day, I had my whole therapy session today was about the Cowboys. Hell, I ain't like hell. I took over the group. They say, "Has anything made you feel sad?" I said, "Hell yeah, the Cowboys lost. I'm feeling real low." I took off. Hell, everybody else started jumping in. Hell, in the group. Yeah. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
I had to bring that shit to therapy.
Damn.
Today.
Mm.
Woo.
It's like that sometimes. Hey,
Yeah, it's
y'all
rough.
got next year. Y'all can go through that cycle. You know what that cycle is, right?
Linda, go ahead. Next. Next.
You know.
We're not doing this again. Next. You're not gonna get me all. We are on a new week. No, ma'am. Next.
You know what the cycle is. Y'all gonna start off and then like you're gonna go all the way there. You're gonna beat some teams, gonna have a great record, then they're gonna get delusional again. We them boys, we gonna do that. Losing the playoffs, recycle.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat.
Thanks a lot, Linda. I'm pretty sure I said we don't need to hear that.
I love
thanks
you.
for
But what did I tell you that night?
Yeah, I
love
know.
you. It ain't gonna change.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What you got? What you want to close out with? You need a therapeutic moment to close out with?
No, but you know what I was thinking? Literally, I was thinking if, like I said, I made a joke in one of our last podcasts. I said if I was Russell Wilson, I'd take Sierra and 1-2 step on up out of there. But think about the opportunity. I'm pretty sure the Steelers could use a Russell Wilson. I'm on the phone with my agent, like, get me over there to Pittsburgh ASAP. They need some help. And I'm not sure that Russ ain't the answer for him. Russ, you got a veteran there. I mean, they got some key players. So my closing thought is, Russ, call your agent and get over there with Tomlin and the Steelers. And I believe you're going to make Denver wish they had kept you.
That could be it. Yeah, I mean, he better than what they got. That's for sure.
Hell
That's
yeah,
for sure.
It's not even close.
So we'll see what happens. I just enjoyed the weekend. It was a great weekend, but for my closing thought, it's always something, sometimes sport related, sometimes not sports related. People be safe, right? Weather's getting bad. Check in on family members, all that stuff. A lot of stuff going on in the world, as always. And please, please, please remember to be kind, be blessed. It's free. And until next time, peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.